Thank you for being here. Robert Wood Jr. has been found and reunited with his family. He was found at approximately 2 p.m. on the Martin Marietta quarry property. It was approximately 3/4 to a mile from where he was last seen. The search is over. The investigation continues, and there are a lot of people to thank. And if I forget, I would like to thank the media. You have been so responsive to all of our needs. You got our message out, and you kept it out. And I would truly want to thank you for that. We have 6,000 volunteers to thank, and not just from Hanover County, but from the entire region. I met a lady from Alaska who was here visiting with her daughter and felt compelled to join the search. I have Hanover County employees to thank, whether they were Parks and Rec or from Finance. Everyone stepped up. Our fire and EMS, where you're standing today, they were there with us from the very beginning. All the metro agencies, whether law enforcement or fire and EMS, this was a regional effort. There's a special thanks to Henrico County Police Department and the Virginia State Police who were there with us from the very beginning that night. They stepped up. The Virginia Department of Emergency Management, they're here today and they've been with us. We have search and rescue volunteers that work with VDEM. They've been with us. The National Center of Missing and Exploited Children, they were a great resource, and they have been with us from the very beginning. They flew in to be with us. All the federal law enforcement agencies, all branches of the military. We found out something working with the military. If you ask for one thing, they're willing to give you 3, and we thank them for that. King's Dominion, as you know, it was a staging area for the thousands of volunteers that came out. They've always been a great partner, and they continue to be. Martin Marietta opened up their quarry to us for search. Meadow Farm Events, Meadow Park. That's where we staged our volunteers from today. The American Red Cross, Salvation Army, all those groups that provided and fed us, and all the civic groups that fed all the volunteers, and all of those people that donated their services, their kind thoughts. So on behalf of the family, the first responders, myself, and I guess I would be remiss if I didn't say a special thanks to my staff and the men and women of the Sheriff's Office for the great job they did. And at this time, I will try to answer some questions, but I will assure you, you have dealt with Mike Trice, and I would like to thank Mike Trice, Captain Mike Trice, for the outstanding job he did in working with you.
Can you
yes?
describe his condition, how he was found?
He was alert. I'm going to say, I'm not a medical person. I will say that he was serious, but in good shape.
Where exactly was he found, sir? Can you describe the circumstances?
It appeared to be a creek bed next to the quarry property, west of it. And when I say west of it, I'm talking about just off of a roadway. And he was found down, somewhat of a gully.
And who found him, and when they did find him, we've heard from some that he didn't necessarily come right to them, that he may have even been going away at some point. Is that what you're hearing?
When we arrived, he was lying down. So, and he was found by a citizen.
Part of the volunteer, or just someone who happened to be there just on their own?
It was someone, it was not one of the volunteers.
So was there a group of volunteers in that area, or just this one person?
No, it was part of our search grid.
Sheriff, he was reunited with his family where?
At the hospital. And I apologize, I cannot tell you which hospital they went to.
You
You called them, and if you did, what was their reaction?
I
when you called them?
did not call them. There were personnel that were handling that, and I know we had to make multiple calls just to different people to get everyone together.
Sheriff, you said he was lying down. Is that because he was medically unable to walk around, or was he there because he was perhaps just kind of seeking shelter from cold?
I don't know that I'm qualified to answer that. I will tell you that we had been told by the experts that we may very well find him in a fetal position, and I think that's how we found him.
Was he still fully clothed?
Yes, ma'am.
And was he, do you believe, in a place where he'd been for some time? Any sense that he'd been there for a while?
I cannot tell you that. I know we have searched that area before. I don't think, we've had some, it's been a challenge dealing with a child with special needs who's lost. I think you've all been made aware of those challenges. I can't tell you that he was there. I don't think we walked past him. We're just thankful that he was located.
Sheriff, people seem to be very emotionally invested in what's been taking place out here over the last 6 days. We understand there was a lot of screaming and cheering when word went out at the Volunteer Center. Can you talk to us about the emotion that's been really just caught up in this event?
Let me say it like this. I'll cry at a football game. So if you keep asking questions like that, I'll tear up here. There's a lot of emotion with this. And I think, again, in the beginning, when I thanked the media, I think you helped keep that emotion alive, and you helped have volunteers come out. And that's been important to us. And you're right. My cell phone's been ringing, text messages, Facebooks. This is an effort by an entire region and possibly a state. Because, whenever a child goes missing, everyone wants to step up. And that's happened today. It's happened for 6 days. And I will tell you, we've spoken with the experts that have been involved in these searches. They have, and you may be able to speak to them afterwards, they have never been involved in a search that had this many volunteers consistently every day and grow every day. We had to turn volunteers away, not because we didn't want their service and not because we weren't thankful of their service. We just couldn't support all of their service. And that's been a great thing. So if I'm going to allow you opportunities to talk to the gentlemen and ladies behind me. If you have any questions, hopefully they will be able to answer it. Yes, sir.
Is this a testament, though, to this whole notion of never give up? I mean, here 5, 6 days later.
It is. And no one on the team ever gave up. And I have to say that there were some times that you just had to reach down and find that faith that you were going to find him. And whether it's appropriate or not for everyone, there is a God. He listens to prayer, and prayers were answered. Thank you very much.